guys, what's up? Welcome back to another Planty video. My name is Shannon and this is Planted 386. Thank you so much for stopping by. If it's your first time, I really appreciate you clicking. I understand that there is a plethora of Planty content out on the internet for you to enjoy. So anytime someone decides to spend a little bit of their time with me, I am greatly appreciative. And if you're returning, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much, your support, your comments, your kindness, all of it. I love this platform. I'm so excited to be here. It's always wonderful to be able to engage with you guys, film a new video, and talk plants. So today I have just a little bit of a repot. I have some things that are in pretty desperate need of a repot, and so I figured we could just do that, chat real quick, and yeah, knock out a few plant chores. So if you have plant chores of your own that you need to get done, maybe now is a good time. You could just pop on the video, put on your headphones, and do your thing right along with me. So today I have, I want to say 4 plants, maybe 5 that I want to just quickly repot. 2 of them are Anthurium, so these are relatively new. I'm not even sure, I think I have shown you guys these when I got them in. I did an unboxing. They are from the Green Escape, and I got them as tiny little seedlings. So the first one I have is Anthurium clarinervium crossed with bintang kejori, and so far so good. I mean, we definitely have some nice roots coming in, but she's looking a little chlorotic. I think honestly she is maybe getting a little bit too much fertilizer, especially being as though she's in no drainage, and I think that these are drying out a little bit too quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them into larger pots. So we're just gonna pop them into these little clear pots so I can continue to keep an eye on the roots, and some drainage holes, which will help with water, it will help with releasing some of the nutrients, because I do fertilize with every watering a diluted amount. But because these are in no drainage, it might just be a little too much. I'm also going to treat them for spider mites, and yeah, we're just going to kind of take a little bit of TLC. We're gonna give these guys some TLC today. This one here is Anthurium red crystallinum, the Indonesian version. So we have those 2 that we're going to pot up, and then I have this little cactus here. I want to separate the 2 of these, and as I'm looking at this, I'm wondering if this is scale. I recently just showed this guy in my favorites video for November, and I kind of saw it then, but I'm like, is that scale, or is it just like part of the cactus? So I'm gonna get in there, dig around, see what I can find. This also just needs to be repotted. His roots are coming out of the bottom. And then the last one is this inch plant, which I really love this guy, but he's in desperate need of some TLC. I keep him in this window over here, which gets pretty intense light, and I think he's just dried out too many times. This was actually a gift from a good friend of mine, so I just want to spruce him up, put him in a bigger pot, because I feel like that's, you know, a majority of the issue. He's always thirsty, always drying out. We're gonna save the cactus for last, just because if that is scale, I don't really want to like intermix. I have some fun little pots here that I got from this neat little spot. They opened up not too long ago. It's called the Bin Spot, and it's actually a really cool concept. I don't know if you guys have anything like that near you, but it's basically, I guess they just buy up the Amazon returns, and then they put all of the returns in like these big bins, and basically you just go in and you rummage through the bins, and each day it's a different price point. So the day that John and I went, everything was $6. No matter what you got, everything was $6. And he actually found these amazing pots. It was a set of 3. I haven't even like opened them, but it's a set of 3 really nice terracotta pots. So I kind of wanted to just open them up and get in there, kind of check out what they look like. I'm not sure, I may put the cactus in one of these. It was a perfect set. Like, look how beautiful these are. $6 for 3 pots. And the only thing that it was missing was one of the saucers, which is no big deal. That's nothing. I can always buy a little saucer, or I'm sure I have some saucers around here. But yeah, like, how cute is that? So cute. I think this one is supposed to go to that one. So the only one that's missing one is this guy here, which is a pretty standard size terracotta. So that should be no problem to find a new one. And then I'm just going to use my soil mixture today, which is Pro Mix. I like the Pro Mix with the Myco already added in. It has a really nice amount of perlite. I feel like the texture of the soil is really lovely. It holds moisture, at least in my conditions, perfectly. I usually add a little bit of perlite and some of my homemade pon into the mix, but I just like the way that it retains moisture. I like the consistency of the soil, and I never have issues with fungus gnats, so that's what I'm going to be using for soil. I do have a little bit of moss here. I like to top my anthuriums with moss, and I think that's pretty much it. Other than that, we're going to be using a little bit of great white to help with our roots. I find this stuff to be like magic. I'm getting low, actually. I need to re-up. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna start with these little anthurium babies first. I was actually working on this one. I was kind of just removing the moss that I have just around these top aerial roots. I just think they've outgrown this little pot that I started them in, which is a good sign, but they're just not looking so great. Leaves are coming out looking a little wonky. Little crispy. This is the clarinervium hybrid. This looked so cool on, I got these actually off Palm Street, but I saw a photo of like a more mature specimen of this particular plant, and I was like, oh my gosh, he is gonna look so cool grown up. So just gonna try to not interrupt it too much. He does have a new leaf coming, so I don't want to disturb it too much. Nice, healthy little root system. Roots look good. I just think he needs some more space and probably some drainage. So just gonna pop him right in here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. For some reason, I can't see the screen on my phone, which I normally can. Don't know what that's about. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of gently tuck him in there. I like, when I repot anthurium, I like for the roots to be like all the newer aerial roots that were previously covered in moss. I like them to be covered in soil. It's kind of like you get to start fresh again, and it buys you a little more time. I think that's a good start. Let's add a little pinch of great white. I'm surprised the doggos haven't come over for a little visit. They didn't in my last video either. Usually they're all up in my business. If you hear background noise, we have everybody home today, so you may hear John wandering about. You may hear the dogs wandering about. It's a really beautiful day here today. Like, the weather is perfect. It could be a little cooler. We were getting some like cool weather, like low 40s, which is kind of early for us this time of year to get low 40s. Usually that doesn't happen until, I would say, mid to late December. So not sure what that's about, but it's been nice. It was a very hot summer and we had a lot of like hurricane activity and tropical weather, and yeah, since October, it's just been kind of a whirlwind. So it is so nice to see some like nice, cool weather, refreshing air, not so humid out. Yeah, I think this is going to be a much better setup for this guy. I think he'll be happier. I am going to also move him out of the cabinet that I had him in. He was in my Blalladin, which is in this like back corner over here. And I think I'm going to move him into the Millsbow, into some like a little bit lower light. I like to just kind of give everything a little tap. Make sure there's no air pockets. And yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about topping him with moss yet, just because this is a bit of an upsize and I just don't think he needs it just yet. But as new leaves come and as those roots start to poke out, I will put some moss around. Maybe just put a little more soil. I find that Anthurium, they really like to have space for the roots. And that's just what they prefer. Perfect. He looks good. All right, and then I'm going to give him a bit of a water. Actually, we need a little pot to put him in. I'll have to water them all after the fact because I'm not sure what pot I'm going to put them in. All right, so that's that one. Now we can move on to this little red crystal baby. His new leaf is looking a little bit warped. I just think these are drying out maybe too quickly. I also want to treat them with my little homemade spider mite treatment just in case. See, this soil seems damp, but the roots look okay. But that new leaf is a little wonky, so I don't know. His system is definitely not as good as the other one. I mean, the roots look healthy, but he's just not as well rooted. That's all right. I think I'm just going to... I definitely want him in drainage. I don't think they're doing well in no drainage for some reason. I know this pot seems probably way too big. I don't really have a smaller one. I mean, I could do this. But then I can't like monitor the roots, which makes me a little nervous. But you know what? This might be too much of a jump. So I guess I'll do that. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. I can't believe this year is like almost over. It's just crazy. Like, time flies. It really does. I will say I definitely appreciate the holidays because there was a time in my life, many years, that I didn't get to enjoy holidays because I worked. every holiday. So I feel very fortunate that I get to experience the holidays with my family. And I really think that I remember a time, probably aging myself, but there was a time where everything was closed on Thanksgiving, like literally everything. I can remember being a kid and like, I can remember my mom and, you know, my grandparents, like they would go to the grocery store. Everybody was like frantic to get to the grocery store because they had to make sure that they had all of their ingredients, because you couldn't just go to the store on Thanksgiving Day if you didn't have your cranberry or your gravy. It was like, too bad, ask a neighbor, ask a friend, or you're going without. And I gotta be honest, like, I just think that we should be back in that place. Like, I don't know. I do see stores doing that. I think since COVID, it seems like a lot of stores have kind of gone back to that. I noticed, like, the other day we went to Walgreens and they had a sign on the door that said, you know, we will be closed for Thanksgiving, and said something like, so that our employees can appreciate the time with their families or whatever. And I just was like, good, as it should be, you know? Yeah. In fact, as I'm filming this, it's Tuesday, and I know John and I have a couple things that we have to pick up because we are responsible for salad and cranberry sauce. So we have the cranberry sauce, but I don't think we have the salad. So we do need to go to the store and get those things. All right, so those two are done. I did forget the great white. No big deal. I do that all the time. I just will pop a little on the top. And I think I'm going to move both of these to my Millsbow tall, and I'm going to put them a little bit lower down where there's less light. Because I think that they might be a little chlorotic. It's hard to tell. This is also my little homemade mixture here for spider mites. Basically, I use it more as like a pest preventative, but I do find that it does work for spider mites. And I kind of like will rotate between this and Captain Jack's, because if you know spider mites, you know that they get accustomed to the treatment. So basically, I just do alcohol, rubbing alcohol, peppermint castile, and tea tree castile in equal parts. So I'll do like a squirt of peppermint, a squirt of the tea tree, and then I basically do like a third alcohol to the rest water, and it works pretty well as a spider mite preventative and treatment. And this bottle actually is just like a continuous bottle, continuous mist, and it is I love the Gain, it's like Gain Neat Freak or something like that, cleaner. I love the way it smells. And so whenever the bottle is empty, I rinse it, clean it out really good, and I repurpose them for just around the house. They are very, very handy. Try to get up under those leaves too. I probably am going to sacrifice these new leaves, unfortunately, with this repot, but I felt like these guys are they're not doing well. Like, it's a desperate situation. I can just tell that they're giving me growth, but they're not looking so hot, so. All right, and then the next one is this sad little inch plant. I'm so sad that he's here, but it's okay. We are going to, it grows so fast, this guy. Yeah, this guy grows super duper fast. So I know it'll be a matter of time, and he will be back in his glorious self. Like, look at this pot, you guys. It's like, oh my gosh. I just need to get rid of all of this dead stuff. My gosh, it's so dry. What's happening here? Okay, let's see. This is very embarrassing. This is a very resilient plant though. And I know once I just give him some water, he'll be fine. He was due for a repot like forever ago. But what happened was I have him in a really bright window, and he, all summer, like he loved it. But this time of year, the sun is lower in the sky and it comes in much more intense in that window. So yeah. I think I'm gonna go with this pot here, the same terracotta that he was in, but I actually had him in just like a plastic pot. I think I'm gonna just put him straight into the terracotta. And yeah, we'll just use this. Easy fix. Rehydrate those roots. Yikes. Like, listen to that. Plant ASMR. Oh, wait, here. The horrible sound of crusty, dry soil, like where you know you've taken it too far. You've definitely taken it too far. Okay. Sometimes I will reuse soil, but when it's like really old soil, I don't. Let's just try to like tuck him in there. Okay. He's gonna look a little worse for wear. But like I said, this guy grows like a weed, so. I hope you guys can see. I don't know why my phone is not cooperating, like it's not showing me. Usually I can kind of see the frame, but she said no, not today. I'm also not a gloves fan. I don't like to use gloves. I don't know, I know that's like, I know a lot of people do, but I feel like I can't feel anything. Like I can't get in there and like use my senses to know like what I'm doing. So if that bothers you, sorry, we don't use gloves here. I think he'll definitely be happier in this situation for sure. I have so much stuff outside that needs to be repotted too. Things are growing like crazy, and we were just so busy. Like I just didn't have the time this year to like repot and do all of the things that I would normally do. So, all right. Once we get this guy a nice drink, he is going to love it. Yeah, cute. And I'll hang him back in his little window. I know he's a little straggly. I don't really know how to propagate this though. I don't really know. Yeah, I'm not really sure, so. That's that. We'll add some great white and we will water him. I'm really interested to get into this cactus. Because I'm really hoping that's not scale. I mean, I've never had an issue with scale in the house. They seem to love our hibiscus outside. We have several hibiscus outside and they seem to love that, but I've never had a problem with a plant inside. So that's a little concerning. Also, like, I don't even know where it would have came from, to be honest. Okay. So, it's this little guy. I don't see anything on the big one. It's so bizarre. Let's break up this root ball a little bit. I kind of want to see if I can like how this guy is connected. I don't know if he's, yeah, he's coming right out of the mother. I think it might be scale. I cannot believe that. So, I am going to I'm just going to separate this one from the main one. Because I don't want it to like pass off onto the main one. I don't see anything on the main one. I'll give you guys a closer look as soon as I separate it. I hate to do that. All right, let me, thought I had some scissors. Let me get some scissors, okay. So, yeah, I'm going to just cut. That's what we're looking at. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's like several spots of it. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I hate to cut that off, but I don't see anything on the main plant. So I just don't want to take the risk. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put him in a terracotta. And then I will spray him down just in case, you know, I've cross-contaminated or whatever. I think I'm going to put him in this pot. That'll give him plenty of room. And then the other guy, I will pot it up, try to get it to root, but I am going to treat it for sure. And of course, you know, separate it, quarantine, all that. Maybe this one will produce another pup. That kind of bums me out. I have no idea how I could have gotten scale in here. Like, none of the other plants have it. I'll have to like double check, but I haven't seen anything. Recently, I had a weird mealybug situation pop up, which is strange because again, like spider mites is what I normally deal with. The occasional outbreak of thrips, but like never really have issues with mealybugs or scale, especially like inside. Now we've had issues with scale, like I said, outside on our hibiscus for some reason. They love our hibiscus, but not my indoor plants. So totally strange. All right. He looks cute. I love these pots. So cute. And as far as this soil goes, it's all gonna go in the bin because, not this, but like what's in my mat. Typically I would just repurpose that, but you know, I'm not gonna take any chances. Let me see if I can like, it may not be scale, it may just be like, nah, it's definitely scale. Gross. Scale is the worst, you guys. So disgusting. Totally just like picking it all off. Poor guy. We'll give him a really good spray. And then I have to check. Now I have to check all those plants on the sill to make sure that everybody's good. Ow. All right. I did want to separate him anyways. I had been thinking about it, so everything happens for a reason. Let's see about, what do I want to put him in? This guy maybe? No, that's too big. I have a cute little pot up there. That might be too big though too. I need just like a tiny little, I know what I can use. This guy. Ooh. Ow. This is another little thrift store find. I think it's like a teacup or something, but I thought it was so charming. So I'm gonna pop him in here. I am going to spray him down. You know what, let's spray him down first. Hopefully he makes it. Pop him in the dirt. Actually, no, I don't even like, oof, I'm so heebie-jeebied out right now. I really hate scale. It's like, I don't know, they're so gross. Like, I think I'd rather take mealybugs. I hate scale. All right. So he's kind of just tucked in there. I will keep him kind of like isolated. How cute. And we'll go from there. I will not water him today. We're going to let him kind of just callus over and go from there. All this I'm going to trash. Just trash. We're not going to take any chances. Clean my shears really good. I hate wasting soil. Like, I do repurpose soil. I'm gonna get rid of the pots. Like, not even kidding. I do like to repurpose soil. I'll reuse it as many times as I think it's viable. But like when it comes to a pest situation, I don't mess around. So that is that. Let me see if there's anything else that we want to repot, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got rid of the potting mat. Not rid of it, but I definitely took it out. I rinsed it out. I threw all the stuff away. Yeah, we don't want to mess with scale. And now everything is potted, and we're just going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a watering. Hopefully I didn't disturb these guys too much, and they'll still give me those leaves. But I definitely think getting them out of no drainage is going to be beneficial. Oh, they're so cute. I love a little Anthurium seedling. Warms my whole heart. I'm sure there's more things that I could pot up, but we are gonna go and get what we need for Thanksgiving. By the time this goes up, Thanksgiving will have come and gone. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoy the time with your fam. This little inch plant is desperate for some water. And then I'll just put them back in their little homes, and that will be that. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I don't typically do a lot of repot and chats. I don't know. I guess I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know why I don't. I feel like maybe it's not engaging for you guys, but I also do enjoy like doing my own plant chores to repots. So hopefully you got something out of it. And yeah, I wish you guys well, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.